Hi there. I wanted to talk to you today about self worth. So, it's an interesting thing. Self worth is something that I hear a lot of people trying to work on in a particular, very common way. A common way to work on self worth is that as you become aware that you have a low self worth or a sense of self worth that you want to improve, then the natural conclusion is, how do I improve my beliefs about myself? How do I replace my low self worth with a high self worth? So, a process like this can look a lot like um, trying to do things that you feel better about, trying to create a self image that you can be proud of. And I'm going to say, first of all, there's nothing wrong with that. Self care, taking care of the body, all of these things help us out. However, when someone is walking around with a low self worth, even if they improve their self worth through improving their beliefs and improving their self care and acting out a more um, acting out a self image that they can be proud of, uh, that sense of low self worth is still going to haunt them. And in fact, I have the perfect example. Um, there's a gentleman named David Goggins who was in his early life, he felt that he was a loser. I'm not saying he was a loser, but he felt that he was a loser. He was overweight and he was depressed and he didn't do very much. And as I understand his origin story, or his story of self, he saw this video online or commercial about the Navy SEALs, and he decided that he was going to become a Navy SEAL. So he went ahead and pushed himself to do that. He pushed himself to accomplish some certain Navy SEAL challenge where the gentlemen do not sleep for like 3 days and they are just constantly doing some crazy exercises. He became incredibly buff, incredibly strong, and he has accomplished so many feats that he's become a motivational speaker, and he talks about how he turned his life around from being a loser to being a winner. But in the quiet moments, his low self-worth haunts him again. He wouldn't say it that way. He says that in the quiet moments, he can still feel like he's not good enough. And that feeling of being a loser that he remembers from such a long time ago still comes back, and he has questions about his self-worth. Well, the reason why is because doing things and believing things is not where our self-worth naturally comes from. We are, as human beings, we are designed to function in partnership with divine love energy. We have a portal in the center of our being that is designed to connect us, like plug us in, like you plug a lamp into a socket, that plugs us in to divine love energy. But the problem is that none of us are ever taught, number one, how to use it, and number two, in the first place, that it even exists. But the fact is that we feel the absence of it, in the sense that we feel a low self-worth. We feel on a subliminal level that love is missing, and we try to justify to ourselves, why is it missing? And we will use our life circumstances to come up with a reason why it's missing. For myself, my mom passed away just before I turned 4, and she stayed with me in spirit for 1 year. And then just before I turned 5, she told me she had to leave and she couldn't come back. And just before I turned 5, or the day I turned 5, I lost all my memory of all the years before. This was told to me by my sister. Otherwise, I wouldn't remember it myself. But I did uncover that I had developed later in life, I uncovered that I developed an idea that God is a loving God, but has better things to do than to take care of me. So I was feeling that love was missing. And I was taking it personally, like we all do. I was feeling like there's something wrong with me. I'm insignificant. So the circumstances of my life told me that the reason why or the way in which my self-worth is lacking is that I'm not important enough and I am overlooked. So that was the way it was for me. For David Goggins, it's more like a self-talk about I'm a loser. So everybody's self-worth and the way that we take a hit from not being connected with divine love energy in the center of our core, it gets expressed in our mind according to our life circumstances. However, we can make sense of the fact that we feel that love is missing. But we all feel that love is missing. And the reason why we feel that way is because we are designed to function in partnership with divine love. We're designed to have our heart center plugged in to divine love energy and to feel that energy radiating in the center of our being and giving us a sense of alignment that becomes a guidance system. When we can connect with divine love energy, our self-worth, our sense of self-worth can go from 0 to completely full and healthy in a flash. Will we be able to hold that? Maybe not. It takes skill to learn how to hold that connection with divine love open. So when we open it, we will feel like, oh, wow, I feel loved. I feel like my self-worth is not even in question. It's not even that I feel worthy, because I don't even have a question about self-worth. I just feel full of love and loved and totally balanced and fulfilled and full in myself. That's the way it feels when we connect with divine love energy. So the instant that we connect with it, we can go from a very low self-esteem to this sense of peace and what it feels like to be healed. When we lose that feeling again, we can fall back to struggling with our familiar subconscious patterns. Because again, when we fall back, we're unplugged. So again, we're feeling that lack of love, and we have our familiar interpretations of it. But we are changed by the fact that we now know that it's possible to feel love from connecting inside, and we know that we can get back there. So then it just becomes a process of sorting out and connecting with divine love more often, and finding how to let that experience connect with all the aspects of our mind and heal our subconscious patterns. But unless we connect with divine love energy, we cannot heal our subconscious patterns around the lack of love that we feel, because the fundamental reason that we feel that in the first place can only be healed if we actually connect with divine love energy. So if you are aware that you have a sense of self-worth that you feel could be improved, to say it gently, and for some people it is gentle, for some people it's a stronger experience of feeling unworthy. But I certainly had that quite a bit in my life before I learned how to connect with divine love energy and hold that space inside me. But if you are feeling that, or if you're on the other extreme and you're feeling like, I feel great about myself because I can do this and this and this and this, either way, it's an indication that you're missing this connection with divine love energy. And that's the only thing that's missing. Because when we connect with that energy in the center of our being, and we feel that divine love energy, we know that we are loved just because we are, not because of what we can do, not because of what we've accomplished, just because we are. because we are children of God. That's what it means to be a child of God, that we can plug into that divine love energy and feel it radiate through us and know that we are loved and become an extension of that love. So enjoy your heart. And in fact, actually, if you would like to explore, I have a video series that can guide you in how to connect with divine love energy in the center of your being. So if that's something that interests you, then leave me a comment or send me a private message. Comment or message me the word self-love, and I will send you that video series for free.